Classic rock lives, and it's not just barely getting by, it's thriving in the hands of a new generation of bands. So in this video we're hearing 5 modern rock bands keeping classic rock alive, protecting the flame started by bands like Led Zeppelin, Deep Purple, Uriah Heep, Thin Lizzy and all the rest. But let's dive in. First up is Red Voodoo. They were founded in the US in 2018 and they bring back that feel-good energy of the Sunset Strip. There's big choruses, loud guitars and pure 80s meets 70s rock spirit. And even Sammy Hagar said they're the future of rock and roll. So this one gives me a little bit of Van Halen meets the Black Crowes energy. It's flashy, fun and full of energy. This band has released one self-titled EP in 2024 and they're definitely a great recommendation for fans of bands like Van Halen, maybe even Tesla and definitely the Black Crowes. I'm going to put for you a link to all the bands in this video in the first comment below. But next up is a pure British retro groove, all analog and attitude. Jayler were founded in 2021 in the West Midlands in England, and that's the same ground that birthed Led Zeppelin and Black Sabbath, and they sound just like they stepped out of a time machine. This one just grooves like crazy and everything about this is retro. The tone, the rhythm, the vocals, and it's got that rough energy that made 70s British rock so special. Jayler have only released one EP. A Piece in Our Time came out in 2024. So I think if you're a fan of bands like Led Zeppelin, Free, Cream, you're definitely gonna like Jayler. But the next band brings a majestic sound, and I feel that there's somehow a bridge between classic rock and early heavy metal. Wytch Hazel are from England and they have this rare blend of hard rock with somehow new wave of British heavy metal and even some folky stuff. They were founded already in 2011 but they didn't record anything until 2016 and their latest album, 5 Lamentations, came out in 2025. What I like about this band is this majestic atmosphere and the vocals are amazing, and obviously the twin guitar leads, they are kind of timeless and it somehow sits right between classic rock and some sort of a proto metal or something, and it just works out. So if you're a fan of bands like Thin Lizzy, Wishbone Ash, maybe even some Jethro Tull, Uriah Heep definitely, and maybe even early Iron Maiden, you're definitely gonna like Wytch Hazel. This next band feels like they were beamed in from the past. But before we talk about this band, I want to tell you about the brand new free Metal News app. In Metal News, you get all metal news in one place, so you're always up to date with whatever is happening, tours, new albums, interviews, and the works. It's available on Android and Apple, and there is a link in the first comment below. But let's go back to the bands, and we're talking about Crown Lands from Canada. They were founded in 2015 and they released 3 albums plus some instrumental works, and their last album, Fearless, feels like a love letter to the band Rush. So this feels a lot like you get that high-end tone of Geddy Lee, but mixed with Led Zeppelin dynamics. And it's interesting that this feels in some way old school, but also modern and adventurous. And I think if you're a fan of bands like, obviously Rush and Led Zeppelin, maybe even Yes, you're definitely gonna like Crown Lands. This next band is all over the place. It's funky, theatrical, and wild. Brass Camel are from Canada and they play this 70s prog rock, but with a lot of twists and turns. They started in 2018 and they have made 2 full albums. The last one, called Camo, dropped in 2025. This is funky with very strong synths, and it has all the bells and whistles, and there's even a cowbell once in a while. But this is just one song because this album is extremely diverse. It's dramatic, it's colorful, it's inventive, and in some songs they even remind me a bit of Queen. So if you're a fan of bands like Queen and maybe Frank Zappa and some of the more experimental rock, you're definitely gonna like Brass Camel. Do you have new bands that I need to know about? Please drop a comment below. Up here are 5 more modern bands playing classic rock. Check it out.